silver moon, and today is day 13 of my 31 days with the dark goddess, the dark mother, the goddess Morrigan. I am super excited. So today I wanted to do the third aspect of the goddess Morrigan. So we did the maiden with Maka, and she's very warrior-like, very fighter, very free spirit, ready to rush into battle like most young teenage adults are. And then we went to the crone aspect with the goddess Bob, and she's all about wisdom, inspiration, knowledge, birth, death, all the transition and changes, metamorphosis. I mean, that's all the characteristics and the energies of Bob. And now we're going to go and transition into the third aspect, or depending on how you want to rearrange them, but we're going to delve into the mother goddess aspect of the Morrigan, and that is with the amazing goddess Anu. Um, and I wanted to share this story. So if you remember the first videos that I posted about, um, I think it was entitled Goddesses or something. It was on my 31 days of magic challenge, and I posted about the goddess Ani, and how she came to me. And I love how goddess works and the energy, and I really feel like the goddess Morrigan has been prepping me since the beginning. And here's one of the reasons why I went that story with the goddess Anu, which we'll be doing the meditation with today. So when I was sitting down in my room back in the day, like a while back, I wanted to call upon one of the goddesses that works with me. And when I was sitting with meditation, I asked what that individual's name was. And I knew that this goddess was about abundance and was going to teach me about blessings and about the beauty of life and what this world has to offer. I knew that that was the energy I was picking up, but I needed a name. And I asked her what her name was, and she gave me the name Anu. But I couldn't find who that was. At first I was like, who is that? I don't understand what name that is. And so I researched, and I must have got the spelling wrong or whatever. And I kept looking, goddess of abundance, Anu, Ani, and Ane. You know, I tried different things because I was trying to figure out what that voice, how they pronounced it. And I ended up just falling into the goddess Ani. And she's a African goddess, deity of abundance and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, so maybe that's her. But I didn't really connect with her too much, and I didn't really work with her too much because I felt that there was a misconnect. And so one day, right the week before October started, I was prepping down on what I wanted to work with as in the goddess Morrigan. And that morning I came into my office to start prepping to create a list, and I found the goddess Ani statue on the floor, but the head popped off and it broke. And I was just like, oh my God, like I wasn't really upset because it just felt like an object. And so I cleansed it before I threw it away and released it with any magical intention that I had into it. And I knew that was that way of separating that image, but I still felt the presence of the goddess, the mother goddess aspect of abundance. And in reading these stories and reading about the goddess Anu, I put it together that she's the one that came to me, and that's the goddess I was supposed to work with, and I have been working with in the aspect of the goddess Morrigan. So the goddess Anu is the goddess of abundance, is earth. You know, her breasts are the mountains. You know, it's one of those things where you start connecting those things, and it's that fruit of her womb, which I have been being nourished from. And so it was really, really cool to just sit with all these energies, and I'm really excited to share this. Again, as a warning, these aren't my spoken words. These are words that I'm taking out of this amazing book. As you can see, it's very nicely loved. And so these are the words from Stephanie Woodfield. I highly recommend this book, you guys. And the reason I say that is because the author does such a great way of just giving you the juice of the stories without putting too much of their personal opinions and perceptions, because those usually alter the stories and it makes them their journey. And I just want information so that I can make it my own journey. And now that we transition to all these goddess aspects of the Morrigan, the triple goddess, I'm really excited to end it in an abundant note. And so I hope you enjoy this little meditation, storytelling of the goddess Anu. Blessed be.
You find yourself standing on a vast expanse of lush green land. Apple trees laden with ripe fruit grow on the gently rolling hills. You walk amongst the tree for a while until you notice a large mound at the edge of the grove. It looks perfectly symmetrical, and as you look closer, you see a spiraling path carved around the mound, wrapping around it like a great coiled snake. You realize this must be an ancient earthwork, a fairy fort, an entrance to the other worlds. You feel compelled to follow the serpentine path and so begin walking along it. The path spirals gently upward, and although you are rising quite high, the journey isn't tiring. Now you hear a far-off sound. The higher you climb, the louder the sound becomes. It is the steady, rhythmic sound of drumming, reminding you of a heartbeat. For a moment, you place a hand over your heart, feeling its rhythm. Then you continue upward, drawn by the distant drumming. Soon, the drumming becomes even louder, and you feel the vibrations in the soles of your feet. As you turn along a bend in the path, you become aware of a cave-like opening on the side of the hill. You are not far from the summit, but somehow you know the source of the drumming is within the cavern, and you step inside. The cavern is large enough for you to stand upright comfortably. A passageway leads deeper into the hill, and you follow the sound of drumming deeper and deeper within the earth. Along the tunnel's walls are hundreds of glistening crystals. You reach out to touch one, and as your fingers graze its surface, a faint glow emanates from the crystals, like distant starlight, lighting your way. As you travel deeper into the passageway, you notice there is another melody emanating from the earth. The melody is part of the drumming sound, behind and within it. And you aren't sure why you didn't notice it before. It sounds like a woman singing. The passageway ends, and you are now in a large crystal cavern deep within the hill. At its center is a woman singing over a large, richly adorned cauldron. Now, having found the source of the sound, you realize it is emanating from both the woman and the cauldron, reverberating outward from the depths of the earth. The woman's long hair spills down her shoulder in chestnut waves. She wears a long dress, the same color as the grass growing on the hill. Her eyes are the color of rich soil, and they hold your gaze as she looks up, and you know you're in the presence of the great mother goddess, Anu. She motions for you to approach, and you step closer to the cauldron. The cauldron is larger than you first thought, standing as high as your waist and large enough for a man to fit within it. It is made of dark gray metal, and you see the intricate knotwork and carvings etched on its surface. The metal vibrates. As you put your hand on its rim, you feel a pulsing vibration issuing from it. I am the song, the heartbeat that unites all life, Anu says, her voice rich and sweet like honey. I establish the rhythms and cycles of life. Mine are the mysteries of the dark soil, the ground beneath your feet. Without me, there is no stability, no substance. I am within everything that is green and growing. I am within all life and shall ever remain so. Anu holds out her hand, palm upward, over the cauldron. In her palm is a small apple seed. Mine are the mysteries of the earth and growth, knowing there is a time for renewal and a time for decay for all things, and that neither state is permanent. All life is in constant motion, moved ever onward by the drumbeat of life. Would you learn these mysteries? You answer affirmatively. Anu smiles and places the seed in your hand. Drop it into the cauldron, she tells you, and you do so. You hear the tiniest of pings as it hits the metal at the bottom of the cauldron. The drumming sound intensifies, and you can feel waves of sound washing over you. A green sprout raises its head from the bottom of the cauldron. As you watch, it grows larger and larger, changing from a small sapling to an adult tree. The tree's roots climb up and out of the cauldron, burrowing into the ground around you. Soon, the tree's branches are heavy with ripe apples. Anu moves closer to you. She takes your hand and places it on the tree's bark. You close your eyes and become the tree, feeling its roots deep within the earth and the pulse of energies emanating from the soil and moving with the tree. You feel the tree's branches reaching upward, uniting the powers of earth and sky. All things grow and change in their own time. Be as the tree, deeply rooted in the earth, yet ever reaching towards the heavens. In winter, the tree may lose its leaves and sleep for a time, but the tree knows spring will always come again and bring new beginnings and growth. You embrace Anu, feeling warmth and love radiating from her and filling your soul. The vision fades, and you find yourself back in your body.